Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, November 1st, and this local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow you. Flagler Beach's pier will be replaced with a concrete version. Commissioners made the decision at a recent meeting after Hurricane Matthew hit the pier hard. City Manager William Whitson.
It knocked off 160 feet of the pier, and there was a plan filed with FEMA, and there's $10 million in Tallahassee waiting for us to pull the trigger. But the federal government goes by the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. So if you want their money, you have to spend it their way, and you have to do it the way they say.
Whitson says the new pier will add back the 160 feet loss and will be restored to the full 800 feet. The first 100 feet of the wood pier will be preserved.
We are going to basically go with a pier replacement in the same footprint because the environmental work has already been done. It's quicker. And we feel like that if the costs exceed the $10 million for the replacement, there's a chance that FEMA will allow for materials and labor escalations, and we might be able to get enough funds to put back the pier close to what it is now, or maybe even longer.
Flagler Beach needs to contribute $2.5 million of its own money for the pier replacement project. Flagler County's COVID-19 picture continues to improve. Amy Cherry reports.
Dr. Stephen Bickle is Flagler County's medical director.
Cases continue to trend down. We had 50 in the last week. I think it was 55 the week before. That's in Flagler County. And in Florida, same thing, kind of a gradual trend down and pretty low levels. Vaccination rates are kind of stalled. Mostly we're going to be getting people getting boosters rather than new vaccinations.
COVID-19 vaccinations for kids ages 5 to 11 could start towards the end of next week. A key CDC advisory group is expected to grant the approval at a meeting tomorrow.
Kids in general do way better with COVID than adults, but they still do get hospitalized. I think, even in the 5 to 11 group, there were 100 deaths last year. So it's not a trivial illness. If parents want to not do it, it's debatable. So if you took the standard that we use to vaccinate kids for all these other childhood diseases, we definitely, it'd be a mandatory vaccination. But in this current environment, people are looking at it differently.
While Flagler County sees moderate transmission of the virus, masks are recommended indoors for people who are unvaccinated or those who are immunocompromised and at a higher risk of contracting COVID. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office's K-9 team has a new member. Rich Petschke has the story.
Sheriff Rick Staley says the team underwent a rigorous training program to be certified for going on patrol.
We're very proud of Deputy First Class and K-9 Handler Marcus Dawson and K-9 Barrow for completing the 480-hour mandated Florida Department of Law Enforcement K-9 team training course.
Staley tells us more about the department's new K-9 officer.
Barrow is a 4-year-old German Shepherd that was donated to us by Dr. Cesar DePasso in 2018. And hopefully you will not be having Barrow chase you, but if you're a criminal, he will.
In addition to apprehension, Barrow is trained for narcotics detection. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petschke.
Palm Coast is recognizing Mobility Week. Karen Johnson explains.
Now through November 5th, Palm Coast, the Florida Department of Transportation and partners from across the state are celebrating FDOT's 4th annual Mobility Week to encourage residents to make smart, efficient, and safe transportation choices. This year, the city of Palm Coast is recognizing the week with a series of events, as well as a social media campaign that highlights the city's amazing trail system and how to safely use it. Mobility Week will feature 3 special events. One event is just for the kiddos. James Hurst is the outdoor recreation manager with the city of Palm Coast.
We have our Neck of the Woods program. It's kind of a program with toddlers and parents. You'll join the fire department, Miss Ashley, our rec specialist for youth and toddlers, and they'll do a bit of story time, craft work, and just kind of like a little fun walk. And then not to mention the fire department will be on hand to offer free car seat checks as well.
For more information or to register for Mobility Week activities, just visit parksandrec.fun. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
November is Diabetes Awareness Month.
That's why the discussion on a recent episode of Today with Pastor Jay focused on diabetes. Angela Sterrett, a registered dietitian with Advent Health Palm Coast, said that even diabetes should not limit what a person eats.
Everyone, no matter where they're from, has a food culture. And there are things in your food culture that you don't want to be told that you cannot eat anymore. I tell patients all the time, there aren't any bad foods. The problem is that we just don't have really good eating habits.
Research shows that if a person watches what they eat, takes in fewer refined carbohydrates, watches portion sizes, drinks water, and gets more fiber in their diet, they could keep diabetes at bay. Today with Pastor Jay is on WNZF on Sunday mornings at 8. Tomorrow, learning about diabetes in times of COVID. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.